Ah, the lovely sound of a fresh new start, eh? That's what this music represents. The Maple Island theme. The start of a brand new adventure. Doesn't that sound inspirational as hell? It represents Zara's fresh new start.
What? What the fuck?
I know what you're thinking. You're like, wait a minute. I thought that was an April Fool's joke. Yeah, it was. And then, I started messing around with the hairstyles and other outfit things. And I got new ideas for clothing and roles that she can play. And I landed on this one. I changed her hairstyle from, because obviously I was doing the April Fool's prank where I had her wearing a nun hat, right? But then I was looking through her other hairstyles. I saw this one. I was like, wow, she actually really looks really good in this hairstyle with this outfit. And so I was playing around with it and taking some pictures. And then I was like, you know what? She kind of strikes me as like a lawyer. So then right there on the spot, like that, I was like, that's what I'm gonna call her. When she's in this form, she is now Zara, the refined gentlewoman, ace attorney at law, and Valkyrie goddess at your service. That's, yeah.
Dylan!
Yep.
You son of a bitch.
Her name's not Dylan, but that's all Arnold has. You know what it, you know. You already know that. But anyway, let's get started with Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. We'll check in with Zara again later. She's studying up on her law degree there. She's hitting the books, man. She's bettering herself. She's reading. We can't interrupt her studying to become an ace attorney. So we'll leave her to it. We'll stop the music here. And let's get this thing going. So yeah, for those of you who are just like passing by and you're like, what the hell is this whole... Like, what the hell is this dude even talking about? Like, if you're new to the channel, basically. Hi, my name's Leon Starcrest, and that was the waifu, Zara Farron, because she is modeled after... She is loosely based on Lightning and her sister from FF13. And she's the resident waifu of the channel. And she's currently going through a character arc. That's what I was going to say earlier. I was like, even though I said there was no character arc yet, after I started playing with her outfits and I liked her current hairstyle that I just talked about, the whole thing with her current outfit, I was like, let's actually put her through a character arc. Turn her into a Valkyrie goddess who decided to become a lawyer for some reason. And yeah, it's just, you know, it's part of this channel. So if you're new here, there you go. There's a backstory. Now for the actual content for today's stream is Five Nights at Freddy's 6, which just like the 5th game actually has, well, the 5th game just had instead of a number, this one also doesn't have a number, but that one just had a different subtitle, right? It said Five Nights at Freddy's Sister Location. This one has a completely different title altogether. It's just called Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. But real quick, I just remembered, and I added this to the playlist just a few hours ago. We gotta look at the sister location jump scares. I completely forgot about that. I keep forgetting about that when we reach the end of these games. So let's go check that out real quick, and then we'll start this, because I forgot to include that on yesterday's stream. So the first possible death you could have is, I guess... No, but Laura should have been able to catch us if we just kept running on the way here. But I guess they just ordered it like whatever. So I'm gonna say this is the second possible death. This is after you make it to the electrical room, right? And you've tried to fix the cables, and if you don't watch Freddy, well, then he gets you, right? Let's see what happens. Oh shit. Controlled shock. Wait, what the hell? We never saw these enemies before. Is this like a harder version of the final night that we didn't see or something? We see different enemies here. Oh, they might have also added like DLC or something. Or maybe there's like an extra night as DLC. Oh, okay, this is if you don't hold the... This is probably gonna be if you don't hold the thing shut, right? Gonna swing open. Yeah, you have to grab it, and you probably have to grab it and hold it shut. The players... There you go. When we saw this night, we only saw one enemy here. Hey, get the fuck off. Yeah, we only saw Ennard trying to get us. So again, there must be like, this must be like DLC stuff. I think the video does mention something like that, the video we're watching. Okay, so that's if Ballora catches you. If you just run as fast as possible. If you don't use the flash on the camera often enough. What the hell is this? Please stand by. For what? Fun Time Foxy? Actually, that's a... That one looks different.
Next to Freddy's right eye. Great. Now carefully locate and press the button just above Freddy's nose.
Behind his shoulder on the top left. If you don't hit the button, he jump scares you and kills you, okay? Oh god, this one's gonna be horrifying. If you don't manage to keep the screws tightened, then the thing just...
Before
or
you
not?
can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully.
I thought they were actually gonna have a, you know, like a proper, a proper death effect for that. For like the... If you don't keep the screws tightened, then, you know, you become the next Springtrap, essentially. The spring lock suit just clamps down on you, but instead you just get jump scared by one of those little dudes. That's kind of weak.
7.
Punch in the wrong code, I guess. Oh yeah, because she said Ballora's in here, but just stay calm. Yeah, she said to stay calm or whatever, and just, you know, follow her instructions. I guess if you fuck up, then Ballora just pops out and, you know, kills you. Okay. Oh shit. Freddy's endoskeleton. Oh yeah, there's Ennard.
Go forward.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Jesus. If you don't follow her instructions and you don't make it to the secret room either, I guess, you know, Ballora kills you also. So she was telling the truth then. Yeah, she was telling the truth. The animatronics were there. They were walking around. They just didn't have their exoskeleton anymore because they'd already been scooped. The scooper had already gotten the endoskeleton out of the suits. Yeah. Okay. Oh, they're including this? That's not an actual, like, death. It's just, you know... It's a jump scare, but it's not you dying, though.
Exotic butters.
Oh my god. I think the editor, like, the video uploader just decided to throw that in as a fucking meme. A jump scare by the exotic butters basket. Your only consolation prize for surviving the whole thing. That's pretty funny. Alright, well, there we go. I think, yeah, some of that... Like, let me look at the description real quick. But I think they do mention some of it is, like... Yeah, all new and old jump scares. So I think there was some of it was DLC. Some of what we saw. It wasn't part of the story that we saw, obviously. Alright, now we can move on. No, I went... I kind of moved back. Alright, here we go. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Look very old school. Hey! Hey, hold on, this game is moving fast. What's going on here? Okay, you hit enter. Like pushing start at the title screen. Main menu, design pizza or go to pizzeria. We're designing a pizza. Design your pizza. Click toppings to add them to your pizza. See, I told you, we gotta get pizza made to play this. We got pepperoni, sausage, onions, mushroom, olives, and peppers. Is this like a hidden difficulty setting? And they're just like putting it to max? It probably is. Go to pizzeria. Hey! See, this game's chill, guys. This last one's like really, you know, totally family friendly. Nothing bad happens in this one. It's just a little retro video game action. What the fuck? There's a shadow Freddy. Playing goalie, man. He's blocking us. It's fucked up. You bastard! Out of the way, fool. Let me feed the kids. Dude, how many pizzas can these kids fucking take? Gotta reload. Round 4. Why is that kid still there? Yo, I'm not shooting pizzas anymore. I'm shooting. Yo, the game's glitching out. What the fuck? What the fuck just happened?
What? What the fuck?
Begin tape. Leaving dead space. 3, 2,
Oh, hold on.
1. Begin tape.
Closed captions. There we go.
Begin tape. Leaving dead space. 3, 2, 1. The purpose of this tape is to test automated response times and reactions from vintage interactive attractions following audio stimuli. If you are playing this tape, that means that not only have you been checking outside at the end of every shift, as you were instructed to do, but also that you have found something that meets the criteria of your special obligations under paragraph 4. Follow these instructions, document response times, then safely secure the space before leaving. Upon sealing the room, you are not to return. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
It looks like a very dilapidated
Document results.
circus baby. Like worn
Begin
down.
audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Looks like it could be her from the last game, yeah.
Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Is she moving? Look at her left arm. It's on our right. Or is it just the way the light's flickering?
Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3,
2, 1.
It is her. Her eyes just looked up at us. They moved. It
It's
was
a
the
new
voice.
day.
It was her.
It's your time to shine. It's time to take your career into your own hands. You've saved money your whole life. Great. Now it's time to put all your eggs into one basket and take a huge gamble on your future. A gamble that comes with a 100% chance of success in some cases. What are we talking about? We're talking about becoming a Fazbear Entertainment franchisee. That's right, restaurant ownership and management. Something almost anyone can do with a limited degree of success. Sure, it's a lot of money to invest, but everyone's doing it. And that means it's safe and lucrative. With your initial investment, you'll
Wait, what did it say at the bottom? Nothing to lose but college tuition. Well, college became a scam in and of itself, so at this point in time, like 50-50.
It's safe and lucrative. With your initial investment, you'll receive everything you need to get started, including a small room, some tables, and electricity. But don't forget about the money you had left over after buying your franchise package. Use it to start.
Hold on, I zoned out a little bit after I said that. What did he say?
With your initial investment, you'll receive everything you need to get started, including a small room, some tables, and electricity. But don't forget about the money you had left over after buying your franchise package. Use it to decorate, buy a stage, buy attractions and animatronics, and much, much more. Now, let's take a look at a few things that will help you get started as a Fazbear Entertainment franchisee, such as atmosphere. Making sure your establishment has an inviting atmosphere is essential to bringing in new customers. Entertainment. Having a lot of entertainment value in your restaurant will ensure that customers come back. Bonus revenue. Coin-operated games and attractions can generate additional revenue during the day, which means more
saving money is for nerds.
money in your pocket. Ready
I'll
to
gladly
generate
take
additional
that.
revenue during the day,
I pretty much look and act like a nerd anyway, so I'll take it.
which means more money in your pocket. Ready for reinvestment. Health and safety. There may be times when you purchase something of questionable quality, and we don't blame you. Cutting corners is just good business. But there are steps you can take to ensure you don't get sued for it. And that brings us to liability. Being a thrifty shopper is smart, but be aware that buying things on sale comes with a certain amount of risk.
No shit. Sale, sold as is, you might die.
Aside from the daily risk of lawsuits, there's also the risk that something might be hiding inside whatever you just purchased with that steeply discounted price tag. Of course, that would only be a serious danger if there were something outside that's been trying to get in for months now, which we are not confirming to be the case. This concludes the amount of help we are legally obligated to provide. Remember, you are now the face of the newly rebranded Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Wear that smile with pride, and let's make some money. Fazbear Entertainment is not responsible for disappearance, death, or dismemberment.
Hold on. How to. A two-step guide to restaurant management. Use catalog mode to purchase items, animatronics, and other supplies. Okay. Use blueprint mode to place items, and upgrade your floor plan. I'm ready. I clicked on that. Let's get started.
Let's see how much cash you had left over after purchasing your franchise package. Great, that should be more than enough. Now let's get started. On your left are your product catalogs. You can unlock more expensive catalogs by simply purchasing items for your pizzeria.
We just bought Stan's budget tech, apparently.
Use the arrows in the bottom right of the item window to browse the
I'm just skipping the tutorial. He's like, fuck it. Did you notice in the opening? He said, typically, the only reason you'd get, something hiding in a steeply discounted product would be if something outside was trying to get in. Which is totally not the case. But why would they even say that, right?
Your restaurant is now officially open. Awesome! That doesn't mean your job is finished, however. You have a lot of work to do while patrons eat their pizza in the other room. From your terminal, you have supplies to buy, papers to print, and repairs to make. Once you've taken care of all the items on your to-do list, you can log off for the day and get out of there. Money for supplies and repairs comes out of petty cash, so don't worry about it coming out of your pocket. We've got you covered. The only money you have to worry about is if you choose to upgrade any of the equipment in your office. Now, onto other matters. Something to be aware of is that the ventilation system and your terminal are pretty loud and may prevent you from hearing things in adjoining air vents. That won't be a problem if there is nothing in the vents. However, if you feel that something might be in the vents, you have a few tools at your disposal to protect yourself. You can shut off your terminal and the ventilation system at any time to decrease the amount of attention you are drawing to yourself. Also, shining your light directly into a vent will most likely prevent anything from jumping out. You also have three tools available from the terminal itself. There is a motion detector, an audio decoy, and a secondary ventilation unit. Keep in mind, however, that you can only have one of these active at any given time. Now get to it. Simply log off when you've completed your tasks for the day, and you can go get some coffee.
Some car coffee for some reason.
Now get to your decoy and a secondary terminal itself. There is a motion detector, an audio decoy, and a secondary ventilation unit. Keep in mind, however, that you
can only use one at a time. Got it. Why would there be anything in the vents, though? Well, we're just doing menial office tasks to prepare for the next day. Unclog toilets. So do you just wait to send the order, or are they automated? How do they unclog? Gotta wait for the janitor to show up and do this? Oh, somebody unclogged them. Alright. Clean the ovens. We just dictate orders from this enclosed, weird, dilapidated office to our employees, or what? Replace bulbs, clean the ovens. Okay, I guess so. Press C to turn off the computer, X to turn off the fan, I'm guessing, on the bottom left. Oh, you guys can't see it. My camera's blocking it, but on the bottom right it said 60 degrees. So your temperature is on the bottom right. And I guess if you turn off the fan, it starts to get hot in there.
Looks like you're getting the hang. Great job. It looks like you're getting the hang of this. Now let's just focus on getting you through your first week. There's a big party here Saturday, and you should view that day as your ultimate test. Make it through Saturday, and you will have proven yourself as the successful entrepreneur that we all know you can be.
Okay.
Congratulations.
All right, before we continue, I do remember there was one more thing that I forgot from the last game. It was the game over screen. We're at 453.57. If there was one. Oh, hold on, I think this is it.
2016 Five Nights at Freddy's sister location.
This is just gonna be one of the jump scares and that's it.
Remain calm and listen to my voice.
Oh, hold on, she's actually saying something. Here, let me use the closed captions.
2016 Five Nights at Freddy's sister location.
You must remain calm and listen to my voice.
It's literally just gonna be one of the jump
There's
scares.
a button on my cheek. You must find it and press it.
Wrong button.
There is a passcode that you must enter before you can retrieve me. Enter the code carefully. 3.
If you're not fast enough, that happens. I think that was it. This was literally just, it's not an actual like game over screen. It's just, okay, there it is. Well, again, it was just kind of generic. That's probably why I forgot.
2017.
The only one that really had like a oh, we can't spoil this one. The only one that I feel like actually had a unique game over screen was the first game. Then he kind of just did away with it after that. Scott, I mean. All right.
First week.
Back to this.
There's a big party here Saturday, and you should view that day as your ultimate test. Newer.
That's where we were.
Congratulations on completing your first day. However, your job isn't over just yet. There is another aspect to your end-of-day routine, and that is inspecting and salvaging any animatronics found in the alley outside the back door.
There's a skip button up here. I never knew about this. You can skip this entire segment. There's also a pause button here.
Things are found here quite often, and while we aren't sure why, what we do know is that they can be used for parts, which can mean a much-needed revenue boost before starting your next day. Of course, as with everything else in this line of work, those benefits come with risk. The safest thing to do is to throw it back outside, but then you get no money for the salvage. Choose to keep it, and you run the risk of certain negative consequences, namely death, should the item in question not be as docile as it first appeared. If you do decide to try to salvage it, then you must complete the maintenance checklist. During this testing phase, check on the animatronic frequently. If you feel that it is becoming unstable, use the taser provided to you. You can use it 3 times without damaging the hardware. Every use over 3, however, will decrease the item's salvage value. Before you is an animatronic found in the back alley. We are unsure of its origins. It is your job to complete the maintenance checklist before claiming it as salvage. Or, if you choose to, you can throw it back into the alley where you found it and forfeit payment. Please make your choice now. You have chosen to proceed with the maintenance checklist. Remember, use your company-issued taser to return the animatronic to a neutral state if you feel that it's becoming unstable or aggressive. You can only use it 3 times before it begins to damage the animatronic and decrease its value.
I was just gonna say, there's the values right here, 500 salvage value. So if he salvages this successfully, he's gonna get $500. But it might also kill him while he's trying to do this. That's basically what they're implying. So.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Press control for the taser, it's on the bottom left. Alright. This is just like what we saw with Circus Baby earlier.
Document results.
This looks like a...
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Like a weird, dilapidated, worn down... It's like the other one. Like sort of losing some of the paint on it. Freddy.
Document results.
Which version of Freddy? I don't know though, he just moved. He was like slightly tilted and he got like straight up when he pulled up the paper. And put it back down.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results.
Wonder why he's not actually, you know, check marking anything. Maybe you don't have to?
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Like maybe that's like a JIP 8 or something?
Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
It moved again.
Document results.
Getting a little too close there, buddy.
You have completed the maintenance checklist and may proceed with the salvage. Well done. End tape.
Even though he didn't checkmark anything.
Thanks for letting me join the party. I'll try not to disappoint.
That was... So I don't know which version of Freddy that was, but I think that might confirm it. It could be the one that looks closest to this one. Yeah. It's the one from Sister Location, just like, you know, the last game. Just like Circus Baby. because they have the same voice. So, you know, it's like got that purple white sort of color scheme. Yeah, so it's the Funtime Freddy. I was trying to remember the name. There we go. Funtime Freddy. New visitors 29. No returning visitors. It's the first day. Nobody was turned away. 29 total visitors. We got $218 from food revenue. All right, we sold some pizzas and shit. We salvaged that animatronic that just said he's not gonna try not to disappoint us or whatever. That's 500 bucks. 718 bucks for total revenue. New lawsuits. 0. Hey! There's like a whole thing that happens if I remember correctly. If you get a lawsuit. Tuesday. So that was Monday. Now we're on Tuesday. And we're prepping for a big party on Saturday. So I guess that's the length of the game. It's just a week. 5 Nights at Freddy's. You know? It's Scott stuck to the tradition. It's 5 days. 5 nights. Dumpster Diver Weekly. Stan's Budget Tech. It's the different places you can buy stuff from. Alright. Oh, did you just skip buying stuff? Gotta click on blueprint mode and then finished, which is on the bottom right. My camera's covering it, but he just clicked finish. Okay. No upgrades, no nothing. Just the one he bought on Monday. He put the ventilation on silent, which I'm guessing doesn't do as good of a job at managing your temperature, but it keeps you more hidden. Alright. Buying cups. I'll move my camera so you guys can see the temperature. This game uses all the corners of the screen. Okay, I think that's good enough. There we go. Oh, hey! We bought an upgrade for the office. What was it? Moves kind of fast through this. Equipment X2 printer. I'm guessing it's a faster printer so we can print shit out a lot quicker and not be so vulnerable. There's also a high-speed uplink, hire a handyman. I'm guessing that means the repairs happen a lot faster, like unclogging the toilets and all that shit. Motion detector. Well, we're here in the center from what I just saw, and there's something moving here in the top left. Very far away from us. For now. You stare into the abyss and it stares back, but you're also safe. No motion detected for now. He's just assuming it's on the left, so... It's getting hot. It's over 100 degrees, man. It's 104. He just turned the air conditioning on. And he turned off the computer. Stop the cooling fan at 89. Yeah, that's the sister location, Freddy. I wonder how far into the future this is if the animatronics from that place are all like worn down now too. Caution, he's pretty close. But he's on this side, so as long as we keep staring down this vent, he shouldn't pop out. Shining a light through it. Even though he can hear where we are right now because of all this noise. Silent ventilation. Okay, he moved away. He fucked off. Still on the left. Shit, he's right there. The whole concept behind why they won't pop out if you're shining a light in the vent is, I think it just comes from the fact that in a lot of theme parks that use animatronics, you used to hear way back then that they were sensitive to flashing lights, and so they would ask for no flash photography because it would fuck with them. I'm guessing that's the concept behind why, you know, the flash photography thing worked on Foxy in the last game and Sister Location, and then this. I'll look that up eventually. Maybe I'll look it up during stream, like near the end. Why did why did flashing lights affect animatronics? Why did they need to be able to see if they were always like stationed in place and just doing whatever, you know? I'm guessing they were experimenting with trying to, like, you know, early primitive forms of AI, trying to get the animatronic to be able to respond to people that it saw close to it. So they put some kind of optical technology into it. Even though it wasn't like... it wasn't gonna be walking around and shit. Needing to see where it was going and all that. That's my guess. Replace the light bulbs. Log off. Closing time. Did he skip the maintenance section? Unclogging the toilets and all that?
Before you is an animatronic found in the back alley. We are unsure of its origins. It is your job to complete the maintenance checklist before claiming it as salvage.
Oh, look who it is.
If you choose to, you can throw it back into the alley where you found it and forfeit payment. Please make your choice now. You have chosen to proceed with the maintenance.
It looks like Springtrap anyway. Yeah. Guess he didn't, guess he wasn't destroyed in that fire at the end of FNAF 3 then.
Checklist.
Still
Remember,
around.
use your company-issued taser to return the animatronic to a neutral state if you feel that it's becoming unstable or aggressive.
Oh yeah, my camera's still covering it, but the salvage value is $1,000.
You can only use it 3 times before it begins to damage the animatronic and decrease its value.
Speed this up a little.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Getting slightly repetitive here, so I'll just speed it up a tiny bit. The instructions and everything.
Document results.
Oh, Jesus.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Looking at us.
Document results. You have completed the maintenance checklist and may proceed with the salvage. Well done. End tape.
I guess you don't have
What a deceptive calling. I knew it was a lie the moment I heard it, obviously. But it is intriguing nonetheless.
Well, we finally get to hear his voice. We never heard him speak in FNAF 3. I hear what he said again, though.
Proceed with the salvage. Well done. End tape.
What a deceptive calling. I knew it was a lie the moment I heard it, obviously. But it is intriguing nonetheless.
So something called him here? That's what he's implying. Hey, more upgrades. And we're almost broke. $29 after getting that high-speed uplink and a handyman, I guess, or... Is that what it was? Yeah. Faster repairs. Didn't buy anything again on Wednesday. Oh, there's two of them in the vents. On the right, on the left. No, there's two of them, man. We're getting money, but it comes at a cost. Now there's one on each side of us.
Fascinating.
All the noise didn't let me hear what Springtrap said. Except for the fascinating thing, obviously. The captions got that too. Fuck are they? I'm guessing the max temperature your character can tolerate is 120.
You may not recognize me at first, but I assure you, that's still me.
You may not recognize me at first, but I assure you that's still me. The purple guy who got killed by the spring suit. Right there. Is our office inside of an active oven? Why the hell does it get so hot in here so fast? Pizza kits. Be the last thing. Shit, he's right there. Staring us in the face. Unclogged toilets. Why did it stop? You had to do it again. Replace light bulbs. We're out. Ooh. Nights are getting longer. a lot of shit you gotta do while being hounded by multiple
Before you is an animatronic found in the back alley.
animatronics. Yeah.
We are unsure of its origins. It is your job to complete the maintenance checklist before claiming it as salvage. Or, if you choose to, you can throw it back into the alley where you found it and forfeit payment. Please
look
make
who it
your
is.
choice now. You have chosen to proceed
It's Circus Baby. All right, from the previous game. $2,000 in salvage value.
with the maintenance checklist. Remember, use your company-issued taser to return the animatronic to a neutral state if you feel that it's becoming unstable or aggressive. You can only use it 3 times before it begins to damage the animatronic and decrease its value. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
Let's speed it up a little more. Only time to slow it back down is at the
Document
very end.
Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
When we succeed and then get to hear the dialogue, you know. He had 1 taser usage left, so he just used it, I guess.
Document results. You have completed the maintenance checklist and may proceed with the salvage. Well done. End tape.
You don't really know who your employer is, do you?
Nope. I just kind of spent presumably hundreds of thousands of dollars buying out this franchise for the newly rebranded Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria. And that's it. So no, I don't know. It's a hell of a lot of money. No lawsuits too. I think you only get, if I remember correctly, the last time I saw this playthrough many years ago, the only way you get a lawsuit is if you buy something here on this screen here that tells you that there's a risk value to it. It says Thursday. Almost at the end. Dude. Oh, he's playing the audio decoy. It's this little bitch. Shit, somebody on our left.
It feels like home.
It feels like home, she said? I guess this reminds her of when she tried to kill that other guy. We're just
Fascinating what they have become.
Fascinating what they have become. Who's they? Is he referring to us in a gender-neutral manner, or? That could have been what he meant. Which would make sense because, you know, if that was what he was doing, probably to preserve immersion. Scott wrote it that way, the line that way, so that, you know, in case it's a man or a woman playing, you know, not have the immersion broken, because these games are like in first person and your character never speaks, right? So it's kind of, it's almost like you're sort of meant to self-insert yourself, you know? At least that's one theory for why he said it that way. Using Occam's razor on this one. We'll find out later if I was right or if there's some other underlying meaning to that. They're right there. He's gotten some confidence. I wonder how they intuitively know which way they should be facing. Like the way really good players of these games internalize the mechanics is just fascinating to me. Like you could watch and you're just like, unless you also know the game very well yourself, it's just like there's no rhyme or reason. Like there was one time, right? He was right next to him and he obviously turned to look immediately to shine the light down so that it didn't pop out and kill him, right? But then right now it almost happened again and the players just decided to continue to do stuff on the computer real quick before finally turning. And then they just turned to the other side for no reason. For seemingly no reason. See, look, they're surrounded on both sides. How do they know how long to look down each tunnel, right? Wiggling the mouse too. I fucked off. You can tell the amount of practice they have just from how fast they click through everything. right. No dialogue from the animatronics this time. Some of them got close enough, but they didn't say anything.
Before you...
Hold on. Before you spoil this, motherfucker. No, it's not a spoiler, but I gotta use the restroom real quick, is what I'm saying. Before we actually see what's coming up. So here, let me put up the BRB screen. I assume this stream will probably go 2 hours, just like yesterday. Yeah. We actually have less than an hour left for this entire video, so maybe not. Maybe it'll actually be shorter. Especially since I like fast forward a little bit, or like I speed it up. But still, I gotta use the restroom, so I'll be back in just a minute. Enjoy the dark screen. And a horror game too. Bruh.
Surprise, motherfucker.
We're back. Yeah, don't worry. I wasn't gonna do like a really loud like jump scare or something because we're staring at a black screen. Like, no, nothing like that. Just a simple surprise. All right, let's see the animatronic we're gonna salvage now.
You is an animatronic found. Before you is an animatronic found in the back alley. We are unsure of its origins. It is your job to complete the maintenance checklist before claiming it as salvage. Or, if you choose to, you can throw it back into the alley where you found it and forfeit payment. Please make your choice now.
Let's proceed with salvage, of course. $5,000 salvage value. This is probably the animatronic that has come in like the best shape possible compared to all the other ones. I've never seen this one before. It's like in perfect condition. Hence the $5,000 salvage value. Looks like yet another version of Freddy. But it's silver instead of, you know, that purple white that we saw with the first one we found, which is the one from Sister Location. It's got a star on its chest. Where the hell is this thing from? I don't think we've ever seen this version of Freddy.
You have chosen to proceed with the maintenance checklist. Remember, use your company-issued taser to return the animatronic to a neutral state if you feel that it's becoming...
I don't know if I'm just seeing shit, but because of the light overhead, it looks like its eye, this eye right here, is actually staring at us. And when it flickers, you can kind of see this one too, but that one looks like it's looking down at the desk.
Unstable or aggressive. You can
Can't really
only
tell.
use it 3 times before it begins to damage the animatronic and decrease its value. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
It's got a purple bow tie.
Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1. Document results. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2, 1.
I don't know why he pauses the tape.
Document results. You have completed the maintenance checklist and may proceed with the salvage. Well done.
What is it? I want to see what these actually say. Employees only, paragraph 4. Prompt 1 results, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's no yes or unsure. What the hell's even the question? I can see why it's a waste of time to checkmark these. That's why you're only required to look at the paper and that's it. They're basically, yeah, it's like no yes or unsure to what?
You have completed the maintenance checklist and may proceed with the salvage.
Wow.
Well done. End tape.
He didn't even have to tase it once? All right.
Don't forget Saturday. You want them all to be in one place.
Was that the voice of our employer, or that animatronic in particular is the voice of our employer? There's a big party on Saturday. You want them all to be in one place. Which was his way of saying, collect all the animatronics. Make sure you salvage every single one. But why though? No lawsuits. Because we haven't risked any attractions that would do it. He bought something. What did he buy? From the Dumpster Diver Weekly, a balloon barrel. Okay. You gonna place it? Clean and polish, add coin slot, playtest. As rating 25. Okay. That's it. Just put a random balloon barrel. Okay. The screen's fading in. He's already going. It's like click, 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 click. So yeah, that looked like a brand new bottle of Freddy Fazbear that we've never seen before, and it was in perfect condition. What day are we on? I lost track. I'll come back to this point. Friday. So this is our last night before the big party on Saturday. Oh, okay. Wonder what's gonna happen tomorrow. You guys notice the temperature isn't just going up anymore? It's actually holding steady. I guess it's because he has the computer off, yeah. That's probably why. I don't know what they're waiting for. We've heard that line already. I was wrong. Even with the computer off, the temperature does eventually start just fucking skyrocketing really fast. What the hell determines that?
I heard your call.
And? So she's admitting she heard the call just like Springtrap. What call are they talking about though? There's something sketchy about this pizzeria, man. This company ain't telling us something. Obviously.
You may not recognize me at first, but I assure you, it's still me.
Oh, shit. Thanks for snoozing, Atlantis. I appreciate that. Twice, too. You know, there's something oddly comforting and cozy about this, despite the, you know, imminent death being right around the corner at all times. This little office, I don't know, is probably the most comfortable out of all the ones we've been in. It could just be the fact that this game is way less hectic than all the previous ones. Well, Sister Location wasn't too hectic either. But it didn't have us in one spot either. We were moving, like the game was kind of on rails. I just mean, like, I guess out of all the games that has us in like one spot, this one's the coziest by far. It's way less hectic. All the micromanagement the player has to do to keep the animatronics away isn't, you know, it's not like flashing the goddamn security cameras over and over going just making all this noise. It's just like fucking crazy, you know?
Where are you?
Where are you? Oh, it goes backwards. Shit. So that was the second. Okay, fuck. Gonna be some bad timing. Oh no, no, not yet. It's interesting how sometimes you can hear them shuffling around in the air vent. Like, when they're really close, obviously. But even from far away, sometimes you can actually hear... You can hear, like, a very, very quiet, like... You know, brushing sound. Like, the movement of, like, clothing basically rubbing up against a surface of some kind. I guess it's almost kind of like if you're listening to somebody or watching or listening to somebody like sleep or something, and then they just kind of they like moved in their sleep a little bit, you know? When they're really close though, it sounds way louder, like clearly it sounded something crawling through the vent. Like like it's more that. I see, that's why he turned around. It's like they're right behind you, basically. Clean those ovens. They've memorized the computer sounds to know when the maintenance is over. So they know when to safely turn off the computer. A little pruck, 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 and then it goes beep when it's done. It's fun time, Freddy cackling in the distance. Probably right there. And to click out of the window, so. Closing time. Well, I think we did it. It's Saturday. No new animatronics appeared between Friday and Saturday. That was interesting. So does that mean we have them all? Also, if Saturday just ended, but what was the turnout with the party? They made a big deal about it, but apparently it's already over and we have to survive another night and replenish stuff for Sunday. I thought the game was going to end on Saturday. Alright, well in that case, let me get rid of this ad break that's been sitting here. Getting pushed back over and over. I thought we were going to see the ending right now, but no, there's still a good chunk of the video left, yeah. It's got 14 minutes. Actually, just under 20 minutes total. Let me get rid of this ad break real quick. You're not going to miss much, because it's just going to be more of what we just saw. Keeping the animatronics away from the office. So, there we go. And they'll be gone for the rest of the video. Live stream, same thing.
Where are you?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You may not recognize me at first, but I assure you, it's still me.
There's so fucking many of them. 5 animatronics in there. We only salvaged 4. Why are there 5? I'm guessing one of them snuck in that little balloon barrel he bought. That's probably why the player bought that. Yeah, bought the balloon barrel. To collect the last hidden animatronic. Let me see, well, they're not always moving at the same time. The last time you checked the motion detector, it looked like it was 5. I think I'm right on that. Yeah, that was 5. It's 3 on the left right now and 2 on the right. Alright, the tutorial said that the guests are enjoying themselves right now. This happens during the day, yeah. When we're in our office ordering like resupplies and shit like that, the guests are enjoying themselves in the main... Yeah, so the Saturday party is technically happening right now. Just clearing up my own confusion about why we had to last another night, quote unquote. I mean, that's why it literally says closing time at the end of these segments. Before we go into the back alley. I hear something crawling around. Last thing on the checklist, replacing light bulbs. This is it. There it goes. As soon as it went teet, he just turned off the computer because he knew it was done with the replacing light bulbs. That wasn't music. Smartum tings, bro. Just needed just enough time to log off safely. Whew.
Ooh.
End of Saturday. We're done.
You played right into our hands. Did you really think that this job just fell out of the sky for you? No. This was a gift for us. You gathered them all together in one place, just like he asked you to. All of those little souls in one place, just for us. A gift. Now we can do what we were created to do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch, listen, and be full.
Connection terminated.
Watch, listen, and be full? The fact that she said daddy kind of confirms that it's the soul of Mr. Afton's daughter that got trapped in, Circus Baby, I forgot her name. Inside of Circus Baby after Circus Baby presumably ate her, like we saw in the little 8-bit minigame in Sister Location. Sounds like that's what she confirmed there. Because she kept saying, like, why can't I touch it, Daddy? I want to, play with it, Daddy. And then we saw that little 8-bit segment, the minigame, where she gets eaten by it.
Do and be complete. I will make you proud, Daddy. Watch, listen, and be full.
So it's like she's gonna feed... She said all those little souls in one place. And then she said, I'll make you proud, Daddy. Watch, listen, and be full. Like she's gonna feed a bunch of souls to her father? That sounds like what she's trying to imply there.
Watch, listen, and be full.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still, and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace, and perhaps more, waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend. My daughter, if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then, so let me save you now. It's time to rest, for you, and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
At 180 degrees. Yeah, we all pretty much burned to death at that point.
Congratulations on complete. Congratulations on completing your work week. We apologize if your situation wasn't presented to you in a completely honest fashion when you first started, but it was important that your intentions and actions be genuine. Here at Fazbear Entertainment, we value fun, family, and food. But more importantly, we value our commitment to atoning for past mistakes and tying up loose ends. Thank you for your participation. There is no need for you to return to work next week, as Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity. Please accept this certificate of completion. Goodbye for now, and thank you for taking this journey with us.
There you go, the end. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. It's over.
Son of a...
But what the hell just happened, right? The ending kind of just came out of nowhere, right? But it's just kind of like,
What?
right.
What the fuck?
If you haven't figured out all the breadcrumb lore all the way here, this is basically the finale. This is the finale of the entire series before they went on to make more games later. This was the thing that ties everything together. If you guys noticed, the old animatronics were not here, because it was established at the end of FNAF 3 that they, you know, the ones from FNAF 1, 2, and 4 had long been dismantled by the time 3 happens. That's why Springtrap was the only one that attacks you. They had long been dismantled, and at the end of that one, you free the souls of the kids that were trapped inside those old ones. The old Freddy, the old Bonnie, the old Chica, and Foxy, right? The souls of those kids were freed if you complete that game to 100%. That's why they weren't here, because they're long gone. The only ones that appeared here are the ones from Sister Location, and one extra one that I'm assuming had something to do with the person that was talking to us there at the end. The one who was leaving the cassette tapes. But I don't know. When it was showing the pictures of all the animatronics that we gathered together burning, going up in flames, as the whole place was burned down. Was that one of the ones that it showed? Let me actually go back. I actually don't know.
And thank you for tying up loose.
By the way, there are multiple endings to this. There is one where you can go bankrupt. You can just fail. That is a game over state. We'll probably see that in the game over montage, but let me go back real quick. Let me see this.
Nearby volunteer who somehow found this job listing, not in an name.
Okay. So he cuts her off. She was saying she's gonna make her dad proud, and then he cuts her off and starts this whole thing. We're gonna rewatch it because I kind of want to see the animatronics that are burning.
Watch, listen, and be full.
Connection terminated. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Elizabeth, if you still even remember that name. But I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, although you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, into a labyrinth of sounds and smells, misdirection, and misfortune. A labyrinth with no exit, a maze with no prize. You don't even realize that you are trapped. Your lust for blood has driven you in endless circles, chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, yet somehow out of reach. But you will never find them. None of you will. This is where your story ends. And to you, my brave volunteer, who somehow found this job listing not intended for you. Although there was a way out planned for you, I have a feeling that's not what you want. I have a feeling that you are right where you want to be. I am remaining as well. I am nearby. This place will not be remembered, and the memory of everything that started this can finally begin to fade away, as the agony of every tragedy should. And to you monsters trapped in the corridors, be still and give up your spirits. They don't belong to you. For most of you, I believe there is peace and perhaps more. waiting for you after the smoke clears. Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole. So don't keep the devil waiting, old friend.
Old
My daughter,
friend.
if you can hear me, I knew you would return as well. It's in your nature to protect the innocent. I'm sorry that on that day, the day you were shut out and left to die, no one was there to lift you up into their arms the way you lifted others into yours. And then, what became of you? I should have known you wouldn't be content to disappear. Not my daughter. I couldn't save you then. So let me save you now. It's time to rest for you and for those you have carried in your arms. This ends, for all of us, in communication.
Is it implying that his daughter is actually somehow connected to the marionette based on those last scenes? That would make sense, because that wasn't one of the animatronics I said that had their soul liberated. I named them out, right? Oh, hey, Jay said, yeah, you came in at the climactic ending of the entire franchise. It just wrapped up the entire story, basically, for everything we've been through for the past 5 games. Yeah, but see, it showed the marionette at the end, and I was saying the animatronics that had their souls liberated at the end of the 3rd game were... They didn't include the marionette. It was only Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy, the classic ones. And this one included the ones from Sister Location, except for Funtime Foxy. That one wasn't shown in the montage of pictures of animatronics that were burning just now. But the guy referred to his daughter Elizabeth, that's her name apparently. And clearly he was addressing Circus Baby. The one who was saying she was going to make her dad proud, right? He said she was a protector of innocence, like innocent people. And then she was left shut out to die or something. If there was some other offshoot spin-off game I don't know about, I'm not sure. I don't think so, because this video was meant to contain all the main games that has the whole story in it. So this is all purely speculation. Obviously, we have the game theory video that'll, well, it's kind of like a montage of different game theory videos that wrap it all up. We'll be watching that probably next stream, tomorrow maybe. We'll get all our answers then, but right now I'm just kind of voicing my own speculations on what could have happened based on what we just saw. But I do like, one of my favorite parts of that was when he said, as for you, old friend, and it showed Springtrap burning. He said, there's a special place for you in hell, so don't keep the devil waiting. And he says, old friend. So he was obviously friends of whoever Springtrap was in life. And then obviously doesn't like what he did. Probably found out about it much later when it was too late. So he now hates him, and he's glad to be able to kill him this way. And then now there's also a little bit of mystery about who our main character is, who we were playing as, because he said, as for you, my brave volunteer, this job posting wasn't intended for you, and I did arrange a way out for you, but it seemed, I have a feeling you're exactly where you want to be, like you also want to die with the rest of us. And he said, I'll be remaining nearby too, because I'm also, you know, this whole thing was just to get all the animatronics together and then commit suicide, but also kill them and free their souls finally. He said most of you will probably find peace, like you'll go to heaven or have like a better afterlife basically. But Springtrap, he hopes, burns in hell instead. Either way, he's freeing everybody's souls, including his own and ours. This leaves a lot of mystery about who our character was, and whether or not they're the same character from Sister Location, or maybe even the 3rd game. Who that guy was. We just know he's Elizabeth's father. And Elizabeth is now the name I guess we can give the soul trapped inside of Circus Baby, I suppose. And yeah, that's all we got. Let's see the credits.
Congratulations on completing your work week. We apologize if your situation wasn't presented to you in a completely honest fashion when you
We're
first
dead
started.
at this point, but
it was important that your intentions and actions be genuine. Here at Fazbear Entertainment, we value fun, family, and food. But more importantly, we value our commitment to atoning for past mistakes and tying up loose ends. Thank you for your participation. There is no need for you to return to work next week, as Fazbear Entertainment is no longer a corporate entity. Please accept this certificate of completion. Goodbye for now, and thank you for taking this journey with us.
this is kind of fourth wall breaking because our main character was obviously implied to have stayed and burned to death with everybody else, right? This is kind of just for you, the player. Let's see the voice list. Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator. Cast. Scrap Baby. Oh, they renamed Scrap Baby as like they renamed what was her name? Circus Baby into Scrap Baby. Okay. Heather Masters. Yeah, I believe that was same voice actress from the last game. William Afton. BJ Haywood. Who the fuck was that? I guess now we know his first name. Mr. Afton was the one that was referred to in Sister Location as the one who built Circus Baby. Apparently his first name was William, so William Afton. Voiced by PJ Haywood. Was it the guy in the audio tapes, or somebody else? Molten Freddy was Kellen Goff. That was the Funtime Freddy from the previous game, Sister Location, okay. Tutorial unit was Andy Field, the guy we just heard giving us our certificate. Cassette man was Dave Steele. Okay, that explains it. That means William Afton has to be, by process of elimination logic, it has to be Springtrap. That's the only animatronic not listed here, and it's the only one whose voice isn't listed either, so that's gotta be William Afton. Did Afton say anything during the intro of Sister Location? Let me see if I can match up the voice. He sounded like he was kind of doing a Batman impression, like the Dark Knight kind of Batman impression in this game, right? He was like, I assure you it's still me. It's like, I can't fucking do it, but you know, just picture fucking, what's his name from the Dark Knight talking. The way Batman talks in those movies. That was kind of how William Afton sounded here, if that was Springtrap. But now, okay, it's in the same video. I can just rewind. Let me go back to the intro to Sister Location real quick. When did Afton say anything? And if he did, is it the same voice? I don't think he did say anything. But maybe he did. It's right here.
Sir, there's no doubting what you've achieved on a technical level. These are clearly state-of-the-art. There are just certain design choices that were made for these robots that we don't fully understand. We were hoping that you could shed some light on those.
She can dance. She can sing. She's equipped with a built-in helium tank for inflating balloons right at her fingertips. She can take song requests. She can even dispense ice cream.
With all due respect, those aren't the design choices we were curious about, Mr. Afton.
He did speak, but he sounds very different. But that could also be because he's still a human being here and not trapped inside of a spring lock suit and zombified. You know, a fucking zombified corpse inside of a spring lock suit. That makes a big difference, right? So, yeah. I guess that could have been the same voice actor. Did the credits list him in that one? That's what I forgot to check before coming back here. Hold on. Entered fight. The entered fight was, yeah, this whole thing that we saw. It's almost the same music. Almost. See if the credits say. Voice actors. Circus Baby was Heather Masters. And unit was Andy Field. That was the tutorial guy that we just, yeah, the dude, same exact voice actor, yeah. Computer voice was Julie Shields. Ballora was Michelle Amos. Funtime Freddy was Kellen Goff. See, that was Molten Freddy in the Pizzeria Simulator. So yeah, that confirms it was the same one. Bitty Babs, what was that? Is there a Jane McBee? Oh, PJ Haywood was miscellaneous. They didn't want to spoil it. They were hiding it. It could be that PJ Haywood was the one who voiced Afton in the intro for this, but they didn't name him. They did not name Mr. Afton, even though he did speak. That's what threw me off. I was like, wait, I don't remember Afton being listed in the credits. Did he actually say anything? Yeah, he literally explained what Circus Baby could do. Inflating balloons, handing out ice cream, yada yada. It was PJ Haywood, but he wasn't doing the...
He wasn't doing this voice.
You know. Okay, cool. So now we know the identity of Springtrap. Alright, let's finish watching the credits, and then, we'll go from there. There's a lot to take in here and process. Damn. The testers were some of Scott's own family members, Ian and Braden Cotton. Nice. Wonder what their relation to him is. This game is dedicated to the fans. It's been a pleasure making games for you. Oh, it says like farewell message, his goodbye message, because this was meant to be the last one. Yeah. So he's just the end. He wrapped it up in a tiny bow. But if you still have questions, well, that's natural, because you had to figure out the lore through breadcrumbs alone. But he's letting you know this is it, this is the end. If you can figure out the story based on the breadcrumbs he left in every game, then this should satisfy you. If you can't, well, now you have an incentive to go back and play them and pay more close attention, basically. A lot of the story is told very abstractly. Those little like 8-bit segments, the mini games that started with the second game. There's not a whole lot of dialogue. A lot of stuff is very inferred. Which is, I mean, that's a huge part of the appeal of this franchise. That's why it became a cult phenomenon. Anything else? Final Faz rating score, 25. I think this is based on how well you actually ran the restaurant. If you notice, this player just stuck to the story, which is why they were only done in an hour. But you could have bought a bunch of upgrades and stuff to make during that week to make the restaurant really pop off and actually like run it like a legitimate business. And if you did that, there's a way to 100% complete the game, basically. If you did that and you buy all the upgrades, you buy all the stuff, like the little balloon barrel and everything else, like if you buy all that stuff, you can get a really big score here. But this guy just stuck to the story because all of that is pretty much optional. It's not necessary. So this guy just did the bare minimum. Now we see a different proper title screen. So I think just like FNAF World, you can get different certificates here on the screen. You know how you could get trophies during that one? The RPG game we played? Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, yeah. So you could get different, even in this game, you can fill out the screen, the sides of the screen, I think, with more certificates. The completion one is obviously the one we just got. But yeah, there's a bunch of other stuff. So when I saw the playthrough of this game 10 years ago, or whenever it came out, I don't know when this one came out. What does it say? 2017 copyright Scott Cawthon. Okay, so when I saw it 9 years ago, 8 to 9 years ago, when I saw the montage, that's no longer around, unfortunately. I couldn't find it. The old YouTube montage of all the games, and I saw this game. I saw that the playthrough was like 5 hours or something. It was almost as long as FNAF World. And it was because the player actually did everything. They didn't just do the story we just saw. They literally bought every possible upgrade for the pizzeria, everything. Because when he bought the balloon barrel, if you notice, there was an option to test it, to play test it. There's a lot of mini games in this game. When you buy attractions like that, you can actually play test them, and they have their own little mini games, kind of like the fishing mini game, and that's the only one I remember from FNAF World. There's a bunch of mini games like that. This person just skipped over all that shit. They just stuck to the main story. That's why it seemed kind of bare bones, right? But the purpose of this whole 6-hour video was just that, to stick to the story, so that's what they did, which is fine. But yeah, there's a lot more to this game. You can actually play like an actual, you know, tycoon simulator, I guess, you know, like a business simulator, which is kind of interesting. It's like Scott brought it full circle with his original vision. You know, we saw it at the end of FNAF World, right? The vision of what was it? Chipper's, what was it? Something, the lumber thing. Chipper and Sons Lumber Co., I think it was called. The original game that people thought the characters looked like scary animatronics, which then led him to make the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Yeah, that. He brought it back. That was meant to be like a business tycoon simulator game, and this game was literally that, but with the horror element of the Five Nights at Freddy's franchise. Oh, there we go. Look, this animatronic here. Got the rosy cheeks. It's got the big star on the chest. And the hat and the bow tie, of course. So here it looks brown. I guess the only worn down aspect of it was the fact that it was gray. The last animatronic we found in the back alley. At the end of night 4, I believe it was. Yeah, I think it was Friday. No. It was Thursday night. Friday night there was nothing. There was no animatronics. Yeah. At the end of Thursday night, this is the one we found. Some version of Freddy we never saw somewhere else in the franchise, maybe? I don't remember there being one with a star on his chest. Well, I would go back and all that, but honestly, all of these questions will likely be answered in the game theory montage that we're going to see, so I think I'll just wait for that at this point. So we can find out the identity of this last animatronic. Because, I mean, I thought it was supposed to be the... There's been so many versions of Freddy, that's probably why it was... Yeah. The version of Freddy that appears here... We never really get a good chance to look at it. But I'm pretty sure it doesn't... This is from FNAF 2. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it...
But hey, you have...
Yeah, that one doesn't have a star on it. What about the first game? Can you actually see it? Maybe on the poster? No, that one doesn't have the star either. Yeah, so where's this version of Freddy from? It's like a brand new version, kind of. But where did it come from? Where's the screen with the paycheck? I don't have stars on them here either. Well, it's snapshotting to the nearest. Okay. Huh. Well, another mystery to ponder, I guess.
Presented meant to it by...
Alright then. Yeah. Okay, so I guess that wraps it up for this one. Yeah, we're done. Now this time I actually remembered. Let's go and see the, This is an alternate video that I found for... It's a montage like the one we just saw, but this is from way back in the day. And it only contained, the first 4 games, I believe. Well, it contained FNAF World as well. I don't know how they chose to play that one. I don't know if they did Oh yeah, they have Chipper's Revenge included, so it's probably a 100% playthrough there too. Yeah, they show all the endings at the very end. Yeah, this one has them in chronological order based on how fans at that time perceived the timeline of events for these games to happen. FNAF 4 is obviously the first one because, you know, it took place in either 1983 or 1987 or somewhere in between. We saw that during our regular watch through. So it starts with FNAF 4. Then it goes to FNAF 2 because we saw that definitely takes place before the first game. So then there's the first game, and then number 3 is obviously the latest one at this point in time. When was this? When exactly? 2016? Yeah, so this is before Pizzeria Simulator was released. So this was probably, yeah, January of 2016. This is probably before Sister Location was released as well. That's why it's not included in the video. And then the Pizzeria Simulator was the next year after that. And then it all ties together. Okay. So we're not going to watch this. It was just an alternate video that I had saved in case we needed it. In case I felt like we needed it, but I don't think so. The game overs. Does this include the jump scares that we obviously haven't seen yet for Pizzeria Simulator?
2014 Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, this has a bunch of other games, other offshoot games and stuff that we haven't touched, and I don't think I'm going to. Okay, then let me look for the jump scare or death scene montage or whatever for Pizzeria Simulator real quick. I didn't get that ahead of time, unfortunately. Okay, Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator jump scares. All 6 jump scares. Or no, just FNAF 6, all jump scares. Okay, 8 years ago, 1.4 million views. And then there's another one from also 8 years ago with 1.2 million views. I'll go for the longer one, I suppose. Yeah. It's 2 minutes and 57 seconds. By Dark Taurus. I wonder if this is that guy. Let me check the channel real quick. Is this that one we've seen the other montages for? The jump scares? Or is this somebody else? This channel's still uploading. It's like its latest upload is literally a day ago. Well, I don't know. There's too many videos, so I'm not sure. But whatever, we'll go with their video, I guess. That was just kind of a side thing anyway. Okay. Warning, this game contains loud noises, flashing lights, and maybe a few jump scares too. No shit. Okay, so this is the jump scare montage for the game we just finished. Starting with Freddy. This version of him, yeah. The molten one.
Document results.
You lost the salvage, and now in the office. See, I do remember that being a thing. They don't kill you if you're in the salvage. That you just lose them, so you don't get any money. But if you're in the office, then they actually kill you. You get a game over. Also, I just noticed this is the Freddy I was talking about. This is the gray one with the star on its chest. This is the one that we found on Thursday night. It's a silver Freddy that hasn't. Yeah, it hasn't been anywhere else in the franchise at all before.
Surprise, motherfucker!
Oh shit. They actually have voice lines. I can't play soundboard effects. Together again. So that might be implying that this is the same character from Sister Location. If he recognizes you, right? Maybe not though. Again, this is a complicated web of story that Scott made here, so we'll have to wait and see. Springtrap, let's see what he has to say.
I always come back.
There's been a few horror movie villains that say the same thing, yeah. Marty's plungers. Oh! Yeah, see, we didn't see this because, again, the player was sticking hardcore to the story and not doing anything extra. There is another way to make money in the Pizzeria Simulator where you can actually buy sponsorships. If you do that, you get loud advertisements like this while you're trying to manage the place on your computer, which locks you out of being able to do anything, which leaves you insanely vulnerable to getting killed by an animatronic. But you get a bunch of extra money. It's up to you if you want to sell out or not. It might cost you your life, though. Like this.
That was easier than I thought it would be.
That was easier than I thought it would be. Did you notice his accent? That was definitely the accent of Mr. Afton in Sister Location when he explains Circus Baby's features. That was definitely the same voice actor. The accent was exactly the same. He's just doing a different voice. He's doing a more like Batman voice, you know? It's definitely him. So Mr. Afton is William Afton. Okay, we know that. Lefty.
You can only use it 3 times before...
So that's this version of Freddy, assuming, is called Lefty? And where the hell is this thing from? It's not... we haven't seen this in any previous game.
It begins to damage the animatronic and decrease its value. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2...
It doesn't have a voice. It's not in perfect condition either. Its other eye is kind of fucked up. I didn't notice that. What the hell is this thing a reference to? Where's it from? Scrap Baby. If you enjoyed the video, please be sure to leave a like.
Did I catch you off guard?
You know her real name is Elizabeth.
It feels like my birthday. Did you have a gift for me?
I forgot to turn on the captions, but a lot of what they said was pretty... I mean, it was very enunciated. I could understand all of it. But if you want, I'll... Yeah, just to be thorough, I'll go ahead and replay it with captions. I'll speed it up, though, since we just saw this. Just a little bit, so it doesn't distort the voices too much.
Document results.
I'm here.
Captions can't really... They're not doing their job anyway.
Together again.
They're moving hella slow. I probably can't understand their distorted voices.
I always come back. was easier than I thought it would be.
Why did he think it was going to be more difficult?
Times before it begins to damage the animatronic and decrease its value. Begin audio prompt in 3, 2...
It's like, does he also know who the main character is? Why did he expect a challenge? Isn't it also kind of interesting that Springtrap was the only one who said he knew it was a fake call, but he came anyway because it was intriguing? I'm referencing something that happened much earlier, not recent. It's just something that came to my mind. He willingly came into this trap just because he was too curious, even though he knew it was fake. He knew it might have been a trap, like a bait.
Document results.
Did I catch you off guard?
Well,
it feels like my birthday. Did you have a gift for me?
Fascinating. Oh, I forgot to add this to my... Well, I'll add it to my playlist later. Well, that's that. Alright. I guess next video... I think... Let me just check right now. There might be one more game we have to play. One of the newer era games when... I don't know if Scott himself or somebody else years later decided to bring back the franchise with more modern, like slightly higher tech games. And I remember this one that came out about five years ago now, I think. 4 to 5 years ago, called Security Breach. Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. That might be included in this discussion here. Let me check the description.
Today we end.
Matt Pet's voice. Yeah, Game Theory, the FNAF Ultimate Timeline Combined by P-Man Gaming. This person decided to make a mashup of Matt Pat's videos, I guess. It says, look, it says right there, not mine. This isn't my video. This is Game Theory's full FNAF timeline combined without all the parts we don't need to hear. Now, what they mean by that is there was a lot of videos that Matt Pat released where he was just speculating on a lot of stuff too. There's a lot of fluff to them. If you actually go back and watch his whole channel's videos on this franchise, there's a lot of videos, and a lot of them are very long because he's speculating as he's trying to put stuff together. So this guy's saying he cut out all the fluff, the stuff that isn't important either because it's already been confirmed or, you know, proven to be wrong, so there's no point listening to it. He cut out all the stuff where he's just thinking out loud, rambling about his, you know, his own musings and speculation, kind of like what I do. Cut out all that stuff and just left the cold hard facts, I guess. He says, in this video is to help people see the whole thing, not for views. Disclaimer, ads will not be stopped. I don't make money from the video, but because of copyright reasons, ads will still show up. Yeah, that's true. So Game Theory will receive the money. Yeah, it'll go to them. Like and subscribe for a free flippin' soda. Okay, but it doesn't say what it covers. Video credit, Game Theory. Oh, so here's the videos he pulled from. So he pulled clips from these 4 videos. The Ultimate Timeline, The Rise of Afton, Ultimate Timeline, Burn Them All, Ultimate Timeline, and A Family Rebuilt. It says, good job, Game Theory. This was released in 2023, so this is after the release of Security Breach, but I still don't know if it actually involves that game or not. Let me take a risk and look at the comments real quick, or at least the top comments. Okay, his videos aren't too long, at least. Here's the original videos. Ultimate Timeline Part 1, 2, and 3, and then the finale. 20 minutes, 27, 26, 29. Oh, so what we're about to see is an edited down version of these 4 videos compiled into one video. Huh. Well, in that case, if we want to just, you know, literally listen... If we want to listen to the raw, unedited version, we could literally just watch all 4 of these back to back instead and get the same experience. Why is this one listed? The horror that threatens SCP. SCP is a whole nother thing. It's not even related to FNAF. And it's not listed here either. He only chose the other 4. Wait, let me look at the... No, the AI summary might spoil some shit. I don't want to remember... For some reason, I want to remember that when I first clicked on this video to add it to this playlist, that there was something that tipped me off about the fact that it was gonna include something from Security Breach, but I could be wrong. Maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, then we don't have to watch Security Breach. We can just watch this and it's fine. I still might top this whole thing off before we move on to our next horror franchise. I might top this whole thing off by watching Security Breach because I did see a streamer play it way back when it released, and I thought it was interesting. I thought it was kind of cool. Because, I mean, spoiler alert, it does tie into this story. It is still canon, but I think it takes place after all of this stuff. Let's watch a little bit of this and see if he mentions Security Breach. Let me watch like a minute or two. See what he says.
End the torment. Today we end the torment. 19 books, 11 games, 8 whole years, all leading to this moment. The ultimate FNAF timeline is finally complete. The pieces are in place for us. Now all we have to do is put this story of tragedy, jealousy, and loss back together. Hello, Internet! Welcome to Game Theory, the show that feels like a kid revealing the class project that he's been working on all year. Except here, it's the class project that I've been working on for the past decade of my life. This one is big, my friends, and I gotta admit, kinda nervous. I haven't attempted a timeline video on this franchise.
Yeah, these are the classic games, the ones we just saw. Yeah, there is one more called Ultimate Custom Night, but as far as I remember, that one... I mean, it wasn't included in our montage for a reason, the one we just finished. It's not... That's literally just a bonus game he put out for people who wanted to challenge themselves. Like, it's straight up gameplay. But there are some lines of dialogue that drop hints to the story too. So that's why he included it. But it doesn't actually have a story in and of itself. Ultimate Custom Night, I mean.
Franchise since 2018. Back in the days when Mike was the crying child, Afton coming back was actually a surprise, and Fazgoo wasn't a phrase I'd ever thought I'd have to utter. But since the last time I did something like this, we've had 3 more massive games.
Oh, there we go. This is what I think I saw. Yeah. So he tried to compile the full story before, but then he decided to do an addendum, I guess, with the new lore established by the newer games. One of which is what I mentioned, Security Breach, right here. Yeah, they released Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, which I think was a VR game, and then Security Breach, and then Special Delivery, I think, is the newest one.
Games, the death and revival of the FNAF movie, and more robot kids than you can shake a staff bot at. It is.
So the movie got canceled originally? Am I seeing that right?
Had 3 more massive games, the death.
Five Nights at Freddy's movie screenplay tossed by game creator. So Scott canned it. He said, I'm sticking to what I've always said. Either the right movie, and then it's kind of cut off by the little flower there. Or I'm guessing he just said either the right movie is made or there's not going to be a movie, basically. He's very protective of this franchise. He's not going to let it be done by somebody that he doesn't approve of, I guess, or a studio he doesn't approve of. They finally began filming. Hmm. Like,
FNAF movie
okay.
and more robot kids than you can shake a staff bot at. It is exhausting trying to keep track of this whole franchise, which honestly is why I'm here today. The lore at this point is complicated. It is full of speculation and theory. So to hopefully make it a little easier for everyone and to give us all a baseline to talk about this franchise moving forward into the future, it's time to reveal my current working FNAF timeline. But just before I do, I just want to explain a couple of things. First, this timeline is massive. Seriously, it is huge. This thing towers over any video project we have ever done on the channel. But when you look at the totality of this franchise, the story of FNAF really boils down to the story of one man, William Afton. His successes, his failures, his rise to becoming co-owner of one of the most successful restaurant franchises in the world, and his eventual fall to the monsters he helped to create, only to then be reborn in a new digital form later. So sit back.
Oh yeah, that's how they. Oh, that's right. That reminds me of. That is how they set up the story for the modern sequels I was talking about. Yeah. All right. Well, so obviously he is gonna include those. So we'll stop here because I said this was gonna be a whole nother video. I think I might at the very least watch maybe the other one in Security Breach. What are they? Help Wanted. I do remember that one being the next. I'm pretty sure. I'll look it up. I'll definitely check. You know what? I'll do it right now just so we know exactly what the next stream will be. Let me see. If I just look up the franchise, I should be able to see like a timeline of the games. Wikipedia, classic. Let me see. Yeah, there's Five Nights at Freddy's 1, 2, 3, 4, Sister Location, Pizzeria Simulator, Ultimate Custom Night, which again, it has like some little bit of lore hints, but it doesn't have a story in and of itself, so we don't actually have to watch someone play it, but Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, there it is. I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure this one was VR. Yeah, 2019. This is like a few years later. Yes, it was developed by Steel Wool Studios and Scott Cawthon. It's the 8th main installment in the series. It's an anthology of minigames where the player must complete tasks without being attacked and killed by homicidal animatronic characters. And these minigames include VR adaptations of the main Five Nights at Freddy's games. Okay. From the original game to Sister Location and several new experiences. Okay, so this came out in 2019. Pizzeria Simulator was 2017. Custom Night was the next year, 2018. So I guess 2 years later, Scott decided why not make more games. But he actually established like a whole game studio at that point. Yeah. All the games we just saw, it was mostly him, and then he hired on a few more people, obviously, for Sister Location in this last one. But other than that, it was basically just him. And then by the time Help Wanted came out, he established his own like game studio called Scott Games. And, you know, obviously has a lot more money at that point because he made a lot from the sales of the other games. So he made a legit game studio, and then he made Help Wanted with that, a VR game. And then 2 years after that, in 2021, so I got it, was 5 years ago, we got Security Breach, and then in 2023, we got Help Wanted 2. I didn't know there was a part 2 for that. And then last year, we got Secret of the Mimic. Whatever that is, I know that's not going to be included in the Ultimate timeline, that because the game theory, yeah, we're still looking at it, it's 2023. So it probably doesn't even include Help Wanted Part 2. Let's see, this is April of 2023. I can't click on the link for Help Wanted 2. I don't know exactly when it came out. Let me see. Scroll down. It was announced on May 24th of 2023. Literally a month almost exactly a month after this video came out. So okay, so we don't have to, yeah. Alright, so we'll basically just watch Help Wanted and Security Breach. Yeah, Help Wanted and Security Breach, because I know from having watched Security Breach when I watched a streamer play it, I know there's one of the possible endings, because it also has multiple endings, one of the possible endings has a very direct connection to everything we just saw. But it'll only make sense if we'll watch this after that, but that'll make everything make sense, so that's all, just wait. Yeah, I guess I'll just leave it at that. Alright, so that's the plan then. We'll watch 2 more games then. We'll watch Help Wanted and then Security Breach. Hopefully I can actually find, because that one's in VR, hopefully I can find something that doesn't just make all of us want to puke, because it's a VR game, so it's gonna be a lot of, like, you know, first person head motion, and it's depending on who we watch, that, like, how they captured the video, it might be hard to watch. We might all just be like, holy shit, and get dizzy. I don't think so. I don't think it'll affect me too much, but I know some people are affected by that. So, but yeah, so I think next stream that's what we're gonna do. Let me just make sure right now that we can actually find a playthrough of this game. Is there a non-VR version? Okay, Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted, all endings, full game walkthrough, no commentary. 1.1 million views, uploaded by 99th VR. 4.5 hours. Jesus. That's from 3 years ago, and there's one from 2 years ago by the Game Archivist. That's about 3 hours and 12 minutes instead. We'll probably go with the 100% playthrough. It's not that different in time-wise. It's just 1 hour extra. Yeah, all these... There's another 100% playthrough that's 3 hours and 21 minutes. Like, they're always... they seem to be a minimum of 3 hours. So it's gonna take us probably 2 or 3 streams to watch all of it. I'll probably just go with the one that has the most views. Wait, why does the Game Archivist have 2 of this? Yeah, they actually have 2 uploads. 2.3 million views for the one from 4 years ago, and then they uploaded another one 2 years ago. Got obviously less views because the popularity was gone at that point. That only has 306,000 views, but yeah, it's the same. I wonder why they uploaded 2. I'll look into that off stream. But for now, we definitely have options, so we'll watch that. Okay, so we'll watch that, and then we'll watch Security Breach. And this isn't too much of a deviation from my original plans anyway. I was already intending to watch Security Breach after this compilation that we just finished, 1 through 6. I was already intending to watch it. I just wasn't sure if I was going to watch it before or after this video, the game theory video. But because the game theory video was made after and it does include some stuff from it, we'll watch that, otherwise we'll get spoilers for those games. So that's the new plan. Newish, because like I said, I was going to watch this anyway. I was going to watch Security Breach anyway, so it's new-ish, kind of, I guess. But yeah. Alright, now let's wrap this up. Let's close off this stream. Close this window. Get the music back. Yeah, we had... Well, I don't know if there's another one to leave off on. We left off on this song. Let's go with, Go Fight and Show Your Energy. Same patch when they added a story for the Explorers in MapleStory. There we go. This is legit. I'll leave that there for now, my webcam. Alright, folks. That's all from me for now. Zara's still here studying her law book. You know, gotta keep up with the newest updates to be an ace attorney. The grind never ends. You know how it is. But we're out of here for now. So as always, thank y'all very much for watching. I appreciate the support across Twitch and YouTube and any other platform I end up on. As always, please take care, stay safe, and don't die. And until next time, I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, and good night. And I will see you all then. Peace.
Dylan! Son of a bitch.